Well, hello there, everyone. We are so happy that you are joining us for today's weekly live stream here from Essential Education. We welcome you if you're one of our students, one of the many educators we are privileged to partner with, or maybe someone who's just checking us out. You just want to see what this whole essential education thing is about. And we get to meet with you in lots of different ways, whether we're talking about getting that first stamp of approval in your passport for your education, that high school education, to open all of those doors and to be able to continue your travels, your journey in education. We're happy to provide resources for that aspect of education. We also provide college readiness and job readiness tools and resources, and we want to meet you where you are with that as well. We try to come to you with some relevant tips, relevant information, maybe some relevant research. And today's topic covers all of those things. We're going to be talking about this very unique, very true, and very powerful connection between relationships and success, specifically between relationships and your educational success, your job success, and maybe that success as you make that transition, as you continue your education to get that better job. Because one thing we know is absolutely certain. Research shows it. We have seen it observationally over and over again. Supported students are successful students. Those who have a strong support system are multitudes more successful than those who try to put their head down and go it alone. So today, in our time together, we are going to be talking about the why, the who, the what, and the how of relational support. We're going to be talking about what types of support you need to make sure that you are building up for yourself. We need to make sure that we talk about who those types of support can come from. Maybe people that you haven't really thought about, or maybe thought about the type of support that they could provide. We're going to be talking about what that support can actually do, the forms that it can take, and the way that it can give you that successful boost. And then we're going to be talking about the very practical how. You say, okay, well, Jen, after I see the why, the who, and the what, if I notice that I'm missing some aspects of this support, how can I build it for myself? So we want to give you that practical takeaway. So let's first talk about the why. And here's where we could get into a ton of different scientific research that points to why supported individuals are more successful in life. And I'll just throw out a few. You can read them right down there on the screen as well. Those who feel supported, have a strong support system, have strong, healthy relationships in their life, have lower levels of anxiety and depression. Along with that, they have an overall sense of an increased well-being. Here's a big one. They have stronger coping skills. They have people around them who are not only there to celebrate the good things in their life, but can support them through the lows. My husband just gave me my early birthday present, and I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to get it here in the live stream. I think the lighting's messing with it a little bit, but it's a ring that has a little arrow on it. And the little arrow looks like it's pointing up if you look at it in some directions, and it looks like it's pointing down if you look at it in other directions. And I love the symbolism that we talked through with this ring, because life has ups and life has downs. It all depends on how you look at it. It all depends on what your perspective is, right? And that lower anxiety, that lower depression, that increased well-being, those stronger coping skills, and yes, links to a longer and healthier, happy life have a lot to do with the perspective that you put on life's ups and downs. And the people you have around you, if they are encouraging people, if they are people that are taking you closer to your dreams and goals, they can help to shape that perspective. Now, there's a hard look that we also have to make and look at ourselves when we have people in our lives that aren't taking us closer to our dreams and goals, that are increasing our anxiety and anxious thoughts, that are not adding to our well-being, that are not helping us to build those stronger coping skills, and are taking away from our joy in life. Those are those negative influences that sometimes can creep in to our lives. And we have to take a long, hard look at that sometimes, because the weight of this research comes from this thing called mirroring. And it's this scientifically proven fact that we become, or at least our attitude or our outlook becomes the sum of the 4 or 5 people in our lives that we spend the most time with. So if we are surrounding ourselves with 4 or 5 positive people, then we are going to have a more positive outlook. But if those people around us, those closest 4 or 5, are negative influences, they are increasing those anxious thoughts, they aren't taking us closer to our dreams and goals, then our perspective will go toward that way as well. In working with teenagers over the years and raising my own teenagers, this is where you have that hard conversation as a parent where you talk about choosing your close relationships, your close friendships wisely, because that mirroring effect, whether we like it or not, is true. And remember that you can be someone else's mirror. So that gives you some added responsibility on the people that choose you as a friend. Are you bringing them up, or are you adding to that negative perspective? So do some internal inventory when you think about those relationships. And you say, well, who are you talking about, Jen? What types of relationships? This could be your family. Again, we have busy lives. Many of us are adult students that are raising children. Maybe we're helping out with parents, and we all live in one house, or we live in close proximity to each other. So we spend a lot of time with our families. Maybe that can be your friends, the people that you choose to bring in and make your family. Could be your coworkers, especially those students that are saying, I'm finishing my high school equivalency credential because I see these great opportunities in my current place of employment. I love the people that I work with, and I feel synergy and energy from those people. Or maybe you're saying, this is not the job I want. This is not the environment that I want to be in. So I want to work hard and kind of change my perspective there. Our coworkers can have an influence on that supportive or sometimes not supportive environment. I'm lucky. I have a supportive environment here at Essential Ed. And then those co-students, those people, those classmates that you might have. We know that many of our students who join us are already partnered in classrooms where you are utilizing Essential Education online resources as a part of that classroom experience. And you may have that fortunate opportunity to have classmates, to have co-students that you're walking along this journey with. Those can be incredible relationships for you as a student, because it helps you to remember that you're not alone. You've got a built-in study buddy, people that, of course, we never can say, I know exactly how you feel, but they can come along as close as possible to that expectation if they are working toward the same dreams and goals as a hardworking adult student. And then these last two, some people, they take a little bit of pause here, because these last two really are onerous on us as individuals to kind of seek out. We don't choose our family. We get that family given to us. We get to choose our friends. To some degree, we may not get to choose our coworkers or our co-students, but we get to choose who our mentors and advisors are. And let me give you some examples. If you are in that classroom, your teacher can be an advisor for you. If you are an online student here with Essential Education, we have a whole team of student advisors for you to reach out to, ask questions of, get some direction. You can choose people in your life that have that mentoring relationship with you. You can go to them and say, hey, I see you as a role model. I see you as someone who works really hard and you're getting it done day after day. Can I come alongside you and shadow you a little bit? Can I take you to coffee? Can we meet for lunch? Can I learn from your story? Can I learn from the highs of your story? But can I learn from some of the lows of your story? Are you willing to kind of mentor me in that? And that can be really hard to put yourself out there. But I will say the mentors that I have in my life, and those change over time, right? Because we all go through different chapters and seasons. The mentors that I have had in my life from a personal and professional standpoint have shaped who I am. They shape that perspective. They give me that ability to change that up and down look on my life, to turn obstacles into opportunities. So if you haven't sought out someone as a mentor in your life, then I encourage you to do that, because that can be a very life-giving relationship. Okay, so we've talked about the whys, why these types of relationships are important. They're good for our health, and anything that is good for our health and reduces our stress is only going to make us a better student and a better worker. We've talked about who, family, friends, coworkers, co-students, choosing to seek out mentors and having these advisors here. But how? How do we develop these types of relationships? Well, we can reach out, we can tap into tech, and we can ask for help. We can reach out, we can tap into tech, and we can ask for help. But how do we do that? What does that look like? Well, when we're talking about what types of support in this relationship success connection, the what kind of determines the how, and it kind of determines the who a little bit. So I'm going to introduce 3 different types of support to you today that you may or may not be aware of. And those different types of support are emotional, instrumental, and informational. I'll say it again. They are emotional, they are instrumental, and they are informational. Emotional support is what you think of when you think of support, right? It's that first thing you think of when you think, okay, I've got somebody in my life that's a cheerleader, that's a natural encourager. They love me, I trust them, they care about me, and everyone needs that. Everyone needs that cheerleader. Everyone needs that person in their life. So think about that for 3 seconds. Who is that for you? Is that someone in your family? Is it a friend? Is it a coworker? Who gives you that emotional support? Okay. Who gives you that emotional support? And if you're lacking that emotional support, what do you need to do to bulk that up? Are there some relationships that you need to mend? Are there some things that you need to do to let people know that you need that type of support? I often hear from students, well, I don't really feel supported, but if I'm being honest, not a lot of people really know that I'm trying to better myself, that I'm trying to get my high school equivalency credential. If the people in your lives don't know what you're working toward, then you haven't given them the opportunity to give you that type of emotional support. We have to be vulnerable. We have to put ourselves out there, and you will be pleasantly surprised at the people that will come around you and give you that very important type of support, emotional support. All right, so let's talk about what's called instrumental support. I like this type of support because this is, again, something that we often don't think about, and it really falls into, here, I'm going to change my finger. It really falls into this ask for help category. Instrumental support are things like, hey, I'm having a hard time fitting work and study and all of my responsibilities in. Hey, friend. Hey, family member. Hey, coworker. Hey, co-student, classmate. Can we work out a plan where maybe I pick up your kids on one day and you pick up my kids on another day so we can free up some extra time for each other for study? That's instrumental support. That's that practical support. That's that everyday support. Hey, mom, can you watch the kids in the afternoon so I can get an extra hour of study? Hey, life partner, can you take the kids or care for that family member on Saturday morning so that I can have some quiet study time for my own, or I can prepare for this job interview that's coming up. I can get ready for some of those college entrance exams wherever you are. That type of practical support usually involves people that can help free up time in your schedule. Practical support could also be, hey, classmate, I'm having a really hard time with this concept. And I think you might be having a hard time with this other concept. Maybe we can get together and we can put our heads together and we can be study buddies. That's that instrumental support, that practical support. And it's super important. So think about who you have in your life that you need to ask for help. You need to specifically ask for that instrumental support. And then this last category is something I'm happy to say that we can help with. It is informational support. When you are talking about any type of life change, whether it's weight loss, whether it's mental health, whether it's education and study resources, whatever it is, we need facts. We need to know how to get from point A to point B. We can't do everything on our own, literally and figuratively. We can't do all the things all the time. So we need something to fill that gap. And when it comes to filling that learning gap, giving you the information that you need about the process that it is to get your high school equivalency credential, about the rules and regulations in your state, about what it looks like to take that high school equivalency credential to college, about how do I build note-taking skills? How do I build study skills? How do I get ready for that job interview? How do I write a resume? Then I am happy to say that we want to be your informational support here at Essential Education through resources and advice and suggestions. That mentor that I mentioned, they can be a source of informational and observational support for you. So we want to help fill in that gap. And we're going to help you without you even having to build up the courage to ask. And let me show you how we provide that informational support and probably some emotional support along the way as well. I can't volunteer to pick your kids up at school, but I can tell you that you're doing a great job on the hard days. I can't help you, pick up your groceries so that you can have that extra study time. But we have a whole team of advisors. When you're having a bad day and you're saying, I just don't know what to study next, I'm confused, I don't know what to do, we can provide that help for you. So we can be emotional support, but we can largely be informational support. And what does that look like? It is in the form of our live coaching sessions that, again, kind of bridge that gap. We give motivation, we give encouragement, but we also give that practical information support through resources, through study suggestions and advice, through linking you to your national testing organization to get all of your ducks in a row when it comes to official legal online testing, when it comes to official legal test center testing, when it comes to ordering all of your documents, when it comes to full test readiness and knowledge of how the whole system works. We can help you with that in our full program by becoming an enrolled student. And we can also offer those resources to everyone, no matter where you are and whether you're enrolled with us or not, through our live coaching sessions. We also have a wonderful and growing Facebook group. It is called GED Study Tips and Test Prep. And if you have not yet joined this group, you can do so right now. You can finish up with our live stream today. And if you're already on Facebook, then you're already in the right place. If you're joining us on YouTube, you can hop on over. If you're joining us on another streaming platform, hop on over to Facebook today, because we have a whole variety, a wide variety of individuals who join us here at GED Study Tips and Test Prep. And they kind of bridge that gap too between that emotional support that you can get, that encouragement that, hey, we're all in this together. Hey, look at this. I'm almost there. I got a 142 on my practice test. I'm almost there. Or, hey, I just wanted to show everybody that I got my diploma today. We're there in the highs, we're there in the lows, and it is a community built for you to get you the tips, just as it says, GED study tips and the test prep that you need to get that credential in hand. So come on over. We would love for you to join us there. And as we've already mentioned, we do have an incredible team of student advisors. I cannot say enough about these people that are there 7 days a week. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call 1-800-460-8150. They are there. I know for a fact that they will laugh with you. In times they will cry with you. They are there to listen to your story, and they're there to give you whatever type of support you might need, whether that is encouragement and motivation, or whether that is maybe getting you enrolled as a student so that you can get all of that personalized test prep, maybe giving you suggestions for getting signed up for our live coaching sessions. If you're already a student and you're confused about an aspect of your program, they can help you with the resources there. Let them be the support that they are intended to be there for you. We always end these sessions the same way. We remind you that you can do this and we can help. We want to be that relationship connection for you that puts you over that finish line. Successful students are supported students. We see it over and over and over again. And we want to give you that support that you need to accomplish your goals and dreams. You can do this, and we can help. Don't be afraid to reach out. We are here for you. We want you to be a part of our Facebook group. We want you to be a part of our enrolled student group. And we want to see you right back here next week as we jump into another fun topic together on our live stream. Thanks so much for joining us, and have a great day.